So today we are going to discuss the types of electrophoresis. Different types of electrophoresis. So now it is very well clear to all of you that what we mean by the electrophoresis. It is a separation, it is a migration of the charged ions under the influence of an electric current to their respective ends, positive ends as well as the negative, cathode as well as an anode one. So it requires a slab, it requires a supporting medium, it requires a suspending medium, it requires an adsorbent. So depending upon the supporting material, depending upon the slab used or the type of the suspending material is used, etc., etc. This electrophoresis technique is further classified. Broadly, it is classified as zone electrophoresis, as well as second one, that is the moving boundary electrophoresis. Zone electrophoresis or moving boundary electrophoresis. So in zone electrophoresis, further subtypes are paper electrophoresis, gel electrophoresis, thin layer electrophoresis, as well as the cellulose acetate electrophoresis. So just we discuss what type of the supporting material, what type of the adsorbent layer, suspending materials are used. Say for example, paper electrophoresis. So over the paper, we need to coat some adsorbent material or dip the paper inside a suspending material. Just a minute. Hello. So paper electrophoresis, the separation of the components, the solute takes place on the paper. That's why it is known as the paper electrophoresis. Even the same case, that is the gel electrophoresis. Supporting material over the slab, gel is poured, and then over the gel, there are some notches. I will show the instrumentation also. So over the grooves, addition of the substances sample takes place, and then with the help of the electric supply, electric current, there is a migration takes place over the surface of gel. That's why it is known as gel electrophoresis. Then in the same way, thin layer electrophoresis, adsorbent layer over the slab. Is cellulose acetate, same again. What type of the material is used? The zone electrophoresis is further classified. Zone itself, it indicates that is the surface. Over the surface, the separation, the migration of the ions takes place. That's known as the zone electrophoresis. In the same way, moving boundary electrophoresis, moving boundary, capillary electrophoresis. With the help of the capillaries filled with some suspending or some adsorbent layer, the separation takes place. So isoelectric, isotachophoresis, immunoelectrophoresis, all these are again the types of the electrophoresis. Depends what type of the slab, what type of the supporting material, what type of the adsorbent layer, suspending layer is used. So depending upon the type of the, you may say that the stationary phase is used. Further, the electrophoresis technique is classified. That is slab. Just we discussed the traditional method using a rectangular gel regardless of an thickness, that is of thin layer chromatography. You can use simple gel. We need to prepare the gel of the adsorbent and you need to pour it on a supporting material and then addition of the sample, then charge the material with anode as well as the cathode through the power supply, and then there will be separation takes place. In the same way, disc electrophoresis. Again, it is a continuous process. Over the gel with a different composition as well as the pore size. Again, it is somewhat additional or say the advanced technique. Disc. It is a continuous in electrophoretic matrix. It depends upon the what type of the matrix is used. Many times the polyacrylamide layers or star gel differ in their even composition, even in their pore size. So different types of the materials are used for the separation in electrophoresis, depending upon their particle size, even composition, as well as the pore size. But the basic principle remains same. That is separation of the ions, say the charged particle, the molecules on a slab, depending upon their mobility of the charged ions, and that mobility creates or created by the help of with the use of electric current, and then separation takes place according to their charge to their respective end, that is positive and negative ends. So very simple technique based on the same principle with their different properties. So these are the properties utilized, measured: pulse-free electrophoresis, 2D electrophoresis, so depending upon the supportive material used in separation, molecular size, particle size, pore size, gel material. 1 minute. So these are the enhanced resolution techniques. Again, further techniques sophisticated again by different utilities, different parameters, advanced methodologies. So there may be short note, there may be question. Classify the technique. Just a minute, I think. मला क्लिअर दिसतंय? कारण मी फुल स्क्रीन मोड केलं नव्हतं, मी विसरलो. ओके, नाव इट इज नाउ ऑन फुल स्क्रीन मोड. You can see here again these techniques are classified as per the instrumentation pattern: horizontal model, vertical model. In our lab, a horizontal gel electrophoresis system is available. In our laboratory, horizontal gel electrophoresis system is available. And the last important point for discussion, that is applications. Applications of electrophoresis. Again, very important. In pharmaceutical analysis, the application of technique, instrument, methodology is very important as far as your job is concerned, even examination is concerned. So the most important applications in clinical laboratory in analysis of some biological fluids, that is DNA analysis. Specific DNA sequences can be analyzed, isolated, even cloned with the help of the electrophoresis. It is a separation technique. It is a separation technique. So forget about the cloning, but after the isolation, we can go for the cloning one. So specific DNA sequence can be analyzed and isolated. The analyzed DNA may be used in forensic investigations and paternity test. So obviously, if there is analysis, DNA sequencing analysis takes place, obviously, such informations or this technique required in many field just to identify the DNA or sequence. So DNA analysis very important in electrophoresis. Protein analysis is also done in the diagnosis of the conditions where level of specific proteins or total proteins is low or higher than the normal. Again, depends upon what type of the analysis you are going to perform. So DNA analysis, protein analysis, antibiotic analysis, even you can use the same technique for qualitative analysis, even for quantitative analysis, even in the synthesis of new antibiotics. If you want to analyze it, to isolate it, isolation, removal, purification of a particular antibiotic from the mixture, even in that case also you can use the same technique, that is of electrophoresis. Vaccine analysis, again the same purpose, for purification of vaccines, for processing, for analysis of the vaccines, different types of vaccines again. So the main important part, that is analysis, separation, purification. So the same one, that is DNA sequencing, medical research, protein purification, agriculture testing, wide variety, different samples in a different field. Purpose, separation, isolation, purification, qualitative. So different samples. Then in food industry also, food industry, in biochemical or clinical fields, different samples. Diagnosis of various diseases. If you want to write the application, so under the each heading, in clinical or say in the analysis of biological fluids, so many examples we can quote. Separation of carbohydrates and vitamins. So organic samples, inorganic sample, biological fluid, biochemical fluids, qualitative, quantitative, antibiotics, again in the organic samples, enzymes. So many samples can be analyzed with the help of the electrophoresis technique. So applications are very important. So go through this chapter. Principle involved behind the electrophoresis, factors affecting on the electrophoresis technique, classification of electrophoresis, short note on paper electrophoresis, capillary electrophoresis, etc., etc.